Incredible evening, everyone. Incredible evening. All right, I need to. Okay, 1 second, Papa. I have a guest in the studio in the ink zone today because he did not want to leave with Daddy. Okay, hold on, Pa. You have to be quiet though. Alrighty, let me just get over here. Hello, 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 and welcome to a live chat and Q&A with the professor. We can discuss we are going to discuss all things silhouette, sublimation, eco-solvent, business, whatever questions you guys have, I am here to help. It is Wednesday, so this is my regularly scheduled live Q&A for Wednesday. I missed the one earlier today. I tried to do a live 9 midday and then in the evening. The morning when I couldn't do it, but I was live in one of my exclusive groups and on TikTok. So I did kind of technically do my live video, just not the one on all platforms. All right. So, okay, Papa, you have to be quiet.
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty, there we go. And just allow me just one moment to go ahead and share this out. How are you guys doing today? Hopefully you all have had a really good hump day. Happy hump day, as Gabe from Gabe Babe TV will say. Let's see. Join me live for help. Oops. The best in the creative industry.
I got bad there too.
You okay? You going down?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You gonna go play with toy?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good job. Alrighty, so just give me a moment to share this out. And we're gonna get started. Again, how are you guys doing? As you guys come in, let me know where you are watching from. Let me know what you are working on today, so that you don't forget at the end. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. You already know that whenever I do a live Q&A, it's always absolutely amazing information. So go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, a heart, before we begin. That way you don't get towards the end and get so engulfed in all the wonderful information that we forget. All righty. So if you have groups that you are able to share amazing content in, be so kind and hit that share button and share with someone else and let them know that you follow someone who is great at sublimation, silhouette, business, and all that kind of good jazz, and I can help them as well. All right, now that that is set up, let me head over to the tick of the ticky talk. Oh, wait. Is he live? Oh yeah, hold on 1 second. Okay. My peeps over at the blank spot. They're live as well over on TikTok. So I am man. All right, so let's go ahead and get started over here. All right, hello everyone. Oh, my chair is in the wrong position. Let's slide on over. Sorry, I'm gonna end up moving the desk too much. All right. So, how are you guys doing? I saw a few questions. Say hello to a few people. Hello, incredible evening, incredible evening, incredible evening. Hello from Tampa. Did you get your star? Nope, I did not. It won't register. And I've done everything and I just haven't had a chance to call them. Y'all know I'm not really, I'll call at some point. It's not something that's a big rush for me. Like, oh, I need this right away. So at some point I'll call because I've gone to the site. I got the cereal and it still doesn't work. So incredible evening, incredible evening. Hello, hello, hello. All right. So let's go ahead through the intro. I'm trying to see something real quick with Eric before I start my live over on TikTok. Oh, come on, Eric, hurry up. It looks like he's pressing a wine tote and he's taking forever. He's trying to be suspenseful with his reveal. So he's taking forever. Come on. I need to start my live, bruh. I'm gonna kick his butt. All right, so let's just say hello. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible evening. If you are in the Ink Zone, there was a live video today where I did, I showed you guys how I did that senior volleyball design. So there is that video. So if you're in the Ink Zone, you can go and watch the playback of that. All right, he's taking too long. I'll have to go back. He'll probably do a video and post it, so I'll see it later. I got to start my own live. So we're going to go here and we're going to come over here and flip the camera. All right. Okay. So that live is about to start. Incredible evening. You are very welcome. I couldn't go because technically I needed my sister's zone out. Like I needed to be able to focus. I know last time I kind of did the videos where y'all don't care about sound and just, for me to design. But I don't know, I had to really get in my groove. So I did the one for my sister for the City Girls. You guys saw that. I'll go through and I'll do a walkthrough video of how that was done. But I didn't do like a full on video of that particular one where I had to recreate the City Girls concert tour shirt for my sister. And then next thing I'm working on now are these bookmarks because I need to be able to press them tomorrow because their service is on Friday. So after this live, I will be finishing up the design for this as much as I can because I'm still waiting for information from them. All right, but hello, hello, hello. Go ahead and double tap that screen if you're watching over on TikTok. So I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365 LLC, the parent company of Soloaholics Anonymous, where I have been teaching you guys for the past 7 years how to master designing in Studio, as well as how to use your Cameo machines. I have 6 of them. I originally got my Cameo machines to be able to do paper crafting, like 3D stuff for events and parties and things like that. So I am well versed with it. Also really for the print and cut portion of it. That's one of the reasons why, and I'm sorry, you guys are going to see my phone because it's a different setup here. So I've shown using the machines as well, but more so lately here, especially since we came out with our amazing product line, honestly speaking, which you guys can't see over here, but you guys can see on TikTok, where we carry Sublimation ink, Summation paper, pigment ink, and more. I've been doing a lot more like focusing on designing because everyone wants to know about designing for sublimation. So I have been focusing a lot more on teaching you guys how to design and understanding design concepts via Silhouette Studio. Now, these design concepts can apply to any program. I teach about like layout and composition. All you really have to do is understand the tools, and then you'll be able to focus on layout and composition and different effects and things like that. So I've been teaching you guys that for the past 7 years. Like I said, we also are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand. Our summation paper allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. So it is an amazing product at an amazing value. Our prices are very, 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 very affordable compared to some of the other brands that are out there that don't even give you as great a quality. You don't have to print on premium matte to get amazing colors. Do y'all see this shirt? Are the colors not giving on this shirt? The colors are giving, right? I know it's a little bit darker on here on that camera, but look at those colors. Look at the black. I mean, just look at the black. And guess what? I don't print on premium matte. Hold on 1 second. It's my husband. Sorry about that. My husband, my son and my husband are getting their haircuts, and he's aggravating me about um the haircut that my son's supposed to get because I wanted it tapered some. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I don't print using premium presentation paper matte. I print using plain paper setting. Y'all see that tumbler? I'm gonna move y'all so you can see. I know y'all see my foolishness over here, but that tumbler right there, that was printed with plain paper setting. I'm gonna grab it for TikTok. So plain paper setting, not premium matte, and you get amazing, amazing, amazing color saturation. And this was printed with my Epson 7820. This was printed with the Epson 7720. Again, plain paper setting. And this one is the one that I think I pressed twice. But it's all black. It was more so to show that you can get a good seam, which where is this seam? Oh, right here, because I can tell the difference. So the seam is right there on that. All right. So yeah, that's the result you get with our Summation products, our paper, and our ink. And this shirt was pressed in 30 seconds. This might be the one though that was done at 325. So I have two of these shirts. One was one I mistakenly pressed. My heat press wasn't up to the temperature, and I still closed it. I had to do it for like 50 some odd seconds, 60 seconds instead of 30 seconds, but it still transferred. So I'm not sure if it was this one or the other one, but I did that one on live. And then, of course, 365 Creative Academy, where I help you to unlock your creativity in a wide variety of ways. Everything from design classes, silhouette classes, sublimation classes, business classes, and so much more. We have quite a few things coming up here real soon. Foam board. We just wrapped up last month we had the text effects. We had event decor, or event favors like chip bags and toppers and stuff like that. We also had the learn how to make your own SVG challenge. So definitely go ahead and check out our website, shop.hsink365.com. Again, that is shop.hsink365.com. The link is in the description of the video and also in the bio on TikTok. All right. So, for these live videos, what I do, not everybody can attend my classes, and I still like to help. Not everything is about you guys attending my class. I love doing this. So I chose Wednesday to be my day where I do my live Q&As. So this is your opportunity to pick my brain, ask questions that you have trouble with. Sometimes I'm like right on time for people because they have like a question they're kind of dealing with something. Sign money. So that's what I'm here for. The more questions you guys ask, the better this live is. If you guys don't ask any questions, it's not going to be a very effective and very interesting live. This is not a class, okay? If you want a planned out, scheduled class, you got to come to my academy. But I am more than willing to help and answer any questions that you guys have about sublimation, silhouette, Epson printers, business, websites, all that kind of good jazz. So the floor is yours. Feel free to go ahead and drop your questions. So I do see, if you don't have any questions, you can go watch that one. This, of course, is the Q&A. So question on silhouettes. How do you unlock the circles when turning the words into rhinestones? Okay, she says, disregard, it's working now. Okay. But for anyone else, I will show how that is done. All right, so we're going to flip this around. Craft for Me 60, hello, how are you? We appreciate you. Thank you very much. Let's see. N3 or EN3 or NE3 Customs, hello, how are you? Welcome to the live. Hey, Christy. Welcome. Thank you for joining me this evening. And then we have another question here. I have a 7720 and it's giving me a paper jam. From all trays or just one? Have you tried different trays? Have you tried the rear feed? I know I was getting it, and when I was actually doing my cleaning, I found a Q-tip when I was cleaning the rollers. So sometimes you have stuff in there and don't realize it. All right. But we're going to come back to your question. I have to switch you guys around so that you can actually see my computer screen. And we're going to, all right, so let me grab, all right, let's go like this. And then, so if it's all trays, is it all papers? Have you tried different papers like cardstock? Is it just sublimation? I don't know if you're using 3720 for sublimation or for regular printing. But have you checked different papers? Okay, so I'm going to, this is going to be so weird for you guys because of this light back here. So I'm going to try to do it like this. And don't worry, y'all aren't going to see this in your face. I'm about to actually switch over to my screen. All right, there we go. Just sub paper. It may be the sub paper. If it's just sub paper, if you're not getting jams with like regular paper or cardstock, if you try to do those, then it is most likely the sublimation paper that you are using. Which paper are you using? Hello, Lynn. How are you? Thank you for joining the live. All right, so I'm going to come over here and grab, let's just take this. So copy, paste. Another Lynn. Hey. Justine Walker, how are you? Thank you guys for joining the live broadcast. Go ahead and double tap that screen. If you aren't following already, go ahead and click the follow at the top. All right, so I'm going to ungroup this. And let's just add a little color to it so that we can see the, we can see it once. I'm going to kind of zoom in just a little bit so you guys don't get so much of my light, okay? And my son just turned the lights off. So guys, you also don't have to wait until one question is answered before you post your question. It makes it go a lot faster and a lot better if you guys post your questions. Just have them ready because I go through all of them. So if I kind of scroll past it, I scroll up and go find the question. So don't wait, because then if I answer this question, we're done and we don't have any more questions, then the live is cut short. So don't hesitate. Don't wait, should I say, to post your questions. Keep the questions coming, okay? All right. Okay, so for rhinestones, you do have to have designer edition or above in order to use the rhinestone feature. So it is the way I have mine set up. I have to do like the little fly out here, and it is this icon right here. We're going to bring our rhinestones over. So you're going to tell it how you want this to fill. So do you want it to be around the sides? Do you want it? I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so we can actually still see the word city. So we're going to do that. You want it to fill in. You want it to be radial. So you tell it how you want it to be. In order to move your stones around, you have to release your stones. Once you release the stones, so it's not release compound path, it is release stones. Once you do that, you are able to move stones out of the way if you don't want them. If you want to add stones, you're going to go to freehand, and you can always just click and it will create a stone. Or you can take one of these and duplicate it. Ziny Mani. So I'm going to alt click to duplicate that. And I can move this around if I had to fill it in. So with linear, you don't always have to often have to fill it in. But if you did it where it was radial, like with that one, then you would have to fill it in. But once you release the stones, you don't have that shape anymore. So you can't really go back in there and change anything because you have released those stones. So if you're not sure which style you want, make a duplicate and then do the radial, and then do the radial and the linear. Okay. So I print something for somebody, and they had off of Amazon, and after that it started acting up. Yeah. So I'm not sure. I really can't say if it was printing and then it doesn't. I don't know how long you've had yours. Sometimes it is the paper. If it's if you had a jam and you pulled it out incorrectly, there's probably paper in there. There can be a multiple things. I would recommend taking the back panel off of, so you just squeeze the little buttons, Ziny Mani. You squeeze the buttons on the back, you pull the open up the back, you'll pull the tray out that really got the paper guide out, and make sure that there's no paper inside the printer. Also pay attention to when does it get stuck, right? So is it once it's in the top portion, is it picking up? And then once it gets through the top feed, is it jamming then? If so, lift open the top, make sure that there's no paper in there. Do a really, like I said, I wasn't sure what was going on with my printer, and I kept getting it kept making this weird noise, and I kept getting all this black ink everywhere. Come to find out, there was not one, there was actually 2 Q-tips somehow in my printer. And if it wasn't for me, it was probably that little one that's making too much noise right now. Okay. What will cause black dots on an image after doing sublimation? This, if it's like little pinwheel dots, you get this when you are using a paper where the ink does not dry before it reaches the pinwheels. All desktop printers have pinwheels, basically to hold the paper in place. Especially once you get to the end of it and the print, the ink carriage is going over it, you need something to hold it in place. So it has basically pinch rollers. That's what those are. Now, large format printers don't have any rollers. Once you print it, nothing else touches it, but it's also attached to a roll. So it's a continuous feed, and it's never going to be to where the end is not attached to something. So you have to have those pinch wheels. Well, because of how the printers print, in some papers, they have a coating. Like our paper, you can't print heavy amounts of ink. You have to change the density or use a setting that is going to put down less ink. I'm going to go ahead and turn myself around. That way you guys are not talking to my screen and you get to talk to me. Same thing over here. We're going to come back to this. Now I'm going to move this over some so y'all don't have to. Normally this phone is here, but I realized with the new setup, it's really hard for me to show my screen from where it was before. So you guys are gonna have to see a part of my phone. But certain papers, it just can't take a lot of ink. So if you use premium matte, it's gonna pick it up and it's gonna transfer it. You may not see it because these are like micro specks of ink, right? And then you don't see it until you press it, because no matter what, even if you don't really see it, sublimation ink is going to gas off and it is going to transfer, and then that's when you'll see it. You'll pretty much know where it's at, because in your design you should see some gaps of white, and right on that same line is where you're going to also end up seeing a trail of black or different colors. So it is important to clean your wheels often. This is not something where, oh, okay, I'm going to clean it. Oh, it came back. I cleaned my wheels. No, this is something that you have to do often, because you are using a printer that is technically not intended for sublimation. So you can do like the Q-tip method, which they got stuck in mine. You can watch my video where I use a Lysol wipe and I just kind of slide it in there and go back and forth. There's also some people to kind of have like a reusable one. They basically tape a ribbon to a gift card or an old credit card, preferably a gift card so you don't have like the numbers raised, and then they'll put it through there and they'll soak it with alcohol and then go back and forth, and that way is reusable. With the 7820 and the 7840, you kind of sort of have to use the credit card method, because they actually have two rows. I don't know why Epson did that, but they have two rows of the pinwheels. And it's really hard. Like, it's going to be damn near impossible to get through both. So you kind of have to like jam it in there and pull it up to get in there. Or you can use the other method that I show in my video, where you basically wet a sheet of paper with some sort of cleaning solution, whether it's like the Dollar Tree Awesome Spray or Windex, and you're going to take cardstock and you're going to spray it. They sell cleaning sheets that will clean those rollers, but they're super expensive. You can do it yourself. Spray a piece of paper, and then you're going to just send it through. You can do the one where it says guide. It'll pull the paper through, but it's not going to really clean it. What I do is make a big box in Silhouette Studio. I fill it with gray, take my opacity down to where it's barely showing anything. But what that does is it's barely putting down any ink, but it's making it go slow enough where it can pick up that other ink. So that's another way to clean it. And I do have a video for that. It's not too many things that I don't have a video for. Thank you. So it's about to change again, because this weekend I'm getting hair done again. So you'll see it change a bit. But thank you. Okay. Or they need to shut off the high speed. So shutting off the high speed doesn't really do much. A lot of people think that does a lot. That really does nothing, because all the high speed does is tell the printer, I don't want you to print from right to left and left to right. I only want you to drop ink down from right to left, and then it'll come back. But because a printer, especially if it's a small format printer, even the 13-inch, it's really not a lot of space, like a long run for it to kind of dry before it hits those rollers. What's most important is going to be your print settings. I have a video that breaks that down. It's going to be that quiet mode. Quiet mode is what's really going to make your printer print slower. Simply turning off the high speed or bidirectional does nothing for the speed and the pinwheels. I use plain paper setting. It's set to quiet mode off. You can turn bidirectional off. High speed does nothing, but in the newer printers, turning off bidirectional does help slow it down just a little bit more. You also want to go onto your computer and change the drying time to longest. So there's a couple different things that you can do. And of course, your girl got videos for all of that. So if you have not subscribed to my Honestly Speaking channel on YouTube, you definitely want to do that, because that's where that type of content lives, on the Honestly Speaking channel. And then Silhouaholics Anonymous is pretty much for silhouette related things. Okay. Yeah, I was taking it out, but I was taking my braids out last time. This is a headband wig, child. They've seen this before. Ooh, I just messed it all up. All right, let's see. OMG, I have business edition, and when I bring, oh Lord, my mother just scared the mess out of me. Jesus, she's taking out the trash. Who is she scared the mess out of me? I have business edition, and when I bring an image, it's not doing what you just did. Um, what do you mean when you bring in an image? So I already had that done. I just copied and paste. So I don't know what you mean as far as bringing an image, because that was something that was just text. That's actually a vector file, and I just copied and paste. So what's happening with yours? Oh, thank you though. She says you're a beast at silhouette. Thank you, love. Incredible evening. You're welcome. Okay, so I have an old Dell computer, don't have any storage left. I was thinking of getting a new computer, but my kids gave me an Apple M1 Pro. I have no idea what that is. Oh, it's an Apple iPad Pro. I want to put my Silhouette program on it. Is that possible? Unfortunately, no. There is no mobile app for designing. There is one which is Silhouette Go, but that's only to send your designs to the Bluetooth enabled machines such as the 4 and the 3. There is no actual design software or design app for Silhouette. You must have a Windows or a Mac system. You cannot use Google Chrome or anything like that. I was like, what is going on? I really did. I was like, who is on our property? And this one's back here playing with the oven mitt. Subscribe and watch your videos faithfully. Thank you, Miss Myrna. I've always had Windows computers. I'm trying. We went from moving, and then I have a bunch of designs that I have to do. I'm trying. I promise you. I'm trying to get these classes all set up. I promise you. And it's so hard now because like other times, like when I was home, like I would still work and I would set them up. Even after everything was done, like I'll go and I'll have my laptop and stuff and I'll set them up, or I'll go into my office and, still do work. But now everything is at HQ. So it's like when I get home, I can't do anything like setting stuff up online. I just take a bunch of notes, and y'all should see my notebook right now. It is bananas because all I can do is handwrite stuff because I don't have any systems at the house. So it's coming, Miss Cheryl. It's coming. I promise. Will I be doing new yard sign templates? Yes and no. Like, so I really, last year I did not do yard signs. So what typically happens with all of my files, especially things like that, y'all don't get the ones that I do that year, like that this year coming up. Like y'all really don't get those. I always release them the next year, but this year I did not do yard signs. I was focused on so many other things that I didn't do a lot of senior stuff, and the ones I did, I just kind of repurposed ones that I already had. So there are some that I am working on, but they won't be released to y'all until next year. But I still make things with the templates that I have, and I still see people who are making ones with the templates. Not much will like change. When I create a template, I mean, it's like the backgrounds that you find, but it's still just that the box. It'll end up being like the film strip. There's not much more that, is really you're able to do with it. It's just all in the arrangement and how you arrange stuff, really. Thank you. She says, by the way, congratulations on your new space. Thank you so much. I know one thing. I think the air went on equal. Is my mom in here? Hold on 1 second. Mom, turn the air. No, it went off. It's probably on eco or something, but you close my door. Grandma closed my door.
I could go.
Oh, you closed the door? Oh, okay. Okay, so I watched 30-day training. Awesome, by the way. And the designs in the ink zone today, marvelous, just marvelous. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I know you're busy. I got so used to weekly, just letting you know how much we appreciate and love your classes. I know it's kind of weird because I'm like, we literally had sessions every single week for a year. So it is kind of weird not doing that. What brand shirts do I use for Sublimation? I use two different ones, Team 365 or Sports Tech. She probably won't get on camera. Probably today's not a good day for her. So maybe next time. They said to come and say hi. Oh, he closed the door again. Sorry, she's not going to hear me. All right. To keep the questions coming, if you guys don't post questions, this is a very dull live, and y'all get to listen to this one make noise in the background. Okay, hold on. Whoa, hold on. Put the arm up. Okay. Up. Oh, yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
I'm going to do my work.
You gonna do your work?
Uh,
I keep telling you, you are not the professor. I am.
I am.
No, I am.
I am.
I teach people how to do this,
I
not
teach
you.
I teach people.
You teach the people? No, you don't teach the people. She says, hi, cutie pie.
Hi, cake pie.
Yes, that's what I hear, that he is definitely my twin. All right, I'm not sure what someone wrote because it says some comments were filtered to protect the community experience. So whoever that was that just posted a comment, you got to reword it. I know he is definitely the professor part 2. This is the part that I know that as he gets older, he's going to love teaching. He is 4. All I see is your head. Okay. Mother. Another person has asked that you come in and say hi. TikTok can't see you. Wait.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, you look like him in that one.
I know, right?
You look like him. Y'all have the same jawline. Oh, your hair crush. This crazy stuff. It's I wanted curly hair. I did not realize how much work curly hair is. Okay, you and your grandma. You want to go out there with your grandma? Oh, sisters. Child. She is proud to be a mother and a grandmother. Okay.
No,
What happened?
I want to go to her house.
Oh, you don't want to go with grandma? Okay. She says all 3 of you look alike. Yeah. Normally, I do think that he looks like my grandmother that passed, my late grandmother that passed. But that was like the first time I ever really looked and I felt like he looked like my mom. Like I see my grandmother all the time in him, but my mom does look like my grandma. So I didn't realize how much their jawline is actually the same. Okay, so professor, should I purchase both the essentials class along with the 30-day challenge? So the 30-day challenge is the essentials. You should not see, there's an old one. If you're on the Academy site, it's still showing up. It's just because others, like it's on there so that those who are in it can see if you're on the Academy site. But on our shop site, it should only be one. And that is Essentials to Silhouette Studio, Learn Silhouette Studio in 30 days. So that's the same thing. The one that's $83.65 is the one that you should be signing up for. That's the most recent one. They said, we miss you, Mama Sharon. Triplets. And she said, beautiful braids. So, hey, beautiful, nice braids. Hey, professor, your color palette. Can you please explain that to me? How does it work? Do I have one up there? I don't even have. Oh, wait. Papa. Dame. Give me that. No. The cup. Wait, let's see. No, look right there. See the cup? Give me the mommy. Gracias. I thought I had the one that was printed out, but it's not in here. So the color charts essentially are for you to see exactly how your printer outputs colors. It is not to calibrate your screen. It is not to say, okay, hey, this color is right or wrong. This tells you from your, so whether you have it on a tumbler, if you print it out on print it out and press it to felt sheets, you print it out and press it to scrap fabric. This tells you the color output of your printer with whatever ink you are using. This is only effective when you are actually designing and you are filling things in with color. So whether it's on here or if it's on, like if it's on a hard substrate, you may want to use the one that's on, some type of hard substrate where it's on fabric. You're going to look at this and say, okay, for my design, I want this shade of blue. You're going to click on your design and you're going to go to wherever you can put in the hex code, and whatever that hex code is, you're going to input that. That's it. And that's how you do it. So no matter what, once you put that hex code in, no matter what it looks like on the screen, it doesn't matter because every screen is different. If you didn't see the video, the picture that I posted, I put my Dell laptop and like the monitor that I have for my Dell desktop. I had the exact same file on Silhouette open on both of those, and they look different on both monitors. If you ever go into Best Buy, Walmart, and you look at the wall of TVs, they all can be showing the exact same picture or image or like little small video. But the color will look different on all of those because you have 4K, 3K, HD, standard. You have all types of different TVs. You have LEDs. You have ones that are backlit, ones that are not backlit. And those different things will affect the color. It's going to be the same thing for your monitors. So unless you know how to go through and like actually calibrate your monitor, you're never going to be able to match it 100%. But there's no denying once it's printed out and once it's printed out and for summation pressed. I have color charts for everything that I use. I have color charts printed out on on my glossy paper, on my matte paper, on Jet Pro 3G. I have it printed out from my Roland BN20. I have it printed out from my printer that I outsource to for larger prints than my Roland can do. I had them print out my color chart so I know how the colors look from theirs. I have it printed out like on everything. I've printed it out and I've sublimated it to glitter cardstock so that when I'm doing a summation to glitter HTV or glitter cardstock, I know what the colors look like. I'm always using color charts. This is a more convenient way for summation, but I've always used color charts. Even in my regular designing, they have what's called a Pantone chart. It's like a little flat, which I have to order the latest one. It's very expensive, but I would use Pantone color charts to color match and make sure that I'm having the right color. And once I know a specific color that I want, programs like Photoshop, they have swatches to match Pantones. Once you buy that, you get the key and you get the access to have that on your Photoshop. So when I'm looking at it, I can choose that Pantone color. If my monitor goes out, if my monitor shows black and white, if I put that Pantone color in there and it prints out, it's going to be that color. So that's the true purpose of color charts, is so that you can basically have them that you can look at, find the shade and the exact color that you want, and you put that code in. So when it prints out, there are no surprises. I know I'm speaking Spanish to him. He's not paying me any attention. I love your shirt. Thank you very much. We designed this in the switch up class. So this image was not originally like this. So I showed them so the original we had 2 Afro puffs, and she had the Eagles logo already in her cap. So I did a class. It's still available for purchase. It's called the Switch Up, and I walked them through how to trace it, to vectorize it, because the original image was a JPEG. So I showed them how to vectorize it, and then we went from 2 puffs to 1 puff, how to change all of the colors and things like that. So that is called the Switch Up. It is on the site. You guys can enroll in that. All of my classes come with lifetime unlimited access. So you can go back and practice and practice and practice as many times as you need. If you've taken the switch up class and you're like, okay, yep, I got it. Guess what? If you don't have any other classes, go back to that one. Try it again and see if you can do it faster with less hiccups and things like that. So just because you take a class and you go through it once, that's not where you stop at, guys. You want to keep doing it until it just becomes just second nature to you in the steps to create this. Sorry, Professor, my phone died. So you recommend I get the essentials and there's not two different things. Essentials is the 30-day training. So the one that is $83.65. If you're seeing two, take a screenshot and send it to me because it should not be coming up. Like you shouldn't see my old essentials and the 30-day. The 30-day challenge, the 30-day class should say Essentials to Silhouette Studio, Learn Silhouette Studio in 30 days. It's the same thing. All right. If you already have business edition of Silhouette, what's the best way to update them to the new version? Just update it. Your update and upgrades are two different things. So I just did that live. All you do is just go to the site, download it, and update it. That's it. Your business edition will still be there. She says, hi, Zion Iman. Well, she said Zion. We don't like when people just say Zion. He says hi, but his name is Zion Imani. So it's actually hyphenated. That's his whole first name. ZION-IMANI. I get a little, because it drives me nuts. I had his doctors. They were like, Zion. And I was like, Zion, you looking for Zion Imani? Yes, Zion. Zion Imani. Look, if you can't say my child's name, you're not about to work on my child, measure my child or nothing. Because to me, not saying that you are, because you maybe didn't know, but like for a lot of people, once I say his name and they continue to say just Zion, I'll take ZI before like just Zion. When I'm talking to him, I'm calling him, I literally call him his whole name. Some people will say Zion because they're like they don't care, my family. And I'm just like, whatever. It's even with MJ. I'd rather them say MJ or Kai. But when they just say Makai, it drives me absolutely nuts because his name is Makai Jeremiah. Yeah, Makai Jeremiah. So now she says, hi, Zion Imani.
Hi. I ribbit.
You ribbit your frog. Okay. She says, hey, handsome.
Hi, baby.
Did I switch back? No, I'm still using 4.5. What are the specs of your gaming computer? I don't know. When I went on Dell, I picked, so this is I didn't get the Alienware. This is which one is this? It's the next one to where it wasn't the Alienware. I can't remember what this one is called, but it's whatever the highest is. So I have the highest version of the graphics card, the highest RAM that they had. The only thing that I was thinking of the fact that I have a hard drive, so I only got a 1 terabyte hard drive. Worst mistake ever. I actually need to see if I can get that increase or change somehow because I'm really upset at the fact that I only got a 1 terabyte. But everything else is whatever the highest that they actually offered. Thank you. Oh, you're way back. You're just not seeing my mom. You're way back. Okay. So I have a Cricut, but I want to learn how to do custom sublimation. Then you definitely need to follow me. It's best if you learn Silhouette Studio or a different design software. Yes, my love. Okay. Yes. Learn a different design software because you are going to be very limited with Cricut design space. So Silhouette Studio is a great place to start. I've designed so many things. I'm going to share with you guys. If you didn't see the video, the post of the designs, I'm going to flip my screen around and show. Hold on. And I'm going to show some of so my sister's going to the City Girls concert in Atlanta. So she wanted one that was like a graphics tee. This is the one, I guess, that they're selling at the concert. And so quite a few people on like Etsy and stuff like that have created their versions of it. This is it doesn't look blurry on camera, but it is blurry. So people have created their own versions of this because they're selling on Etsy, but it's the one that you can get like at the actual concert. But of course, she wants it to wear to the concert, so she can't wait till she gets to the concert. And so she wanted something similar to this. So from her inspiration, your girl created this. So it's like these images here are from a couple of their album covers. And then there's just some images of them. And I wanted them to be confined in the box, but also pop out. My sister has a pink skirt, so she wanted more of like pink tones in it. I thought it was hot pink at first, but she just sent me a picture and it was more of like a bubblegum pink metallic. So I was like, okay. So yeah, so all of this was done in Silhouette Studio. Well, with the help of, stop Ziny Money, with the help of remove.bg to remove the backgrounds from around these images. But I mean, just making them, appear to be in front, behind, like all of that, all of those effects were done in Silhouette Studio. This poster here, we recreate, actually this right here is the one that I set up for the Tumblr, but we did this earlier today. I was live on TikTok as well as the Ink Zone. No, Papa. So all of these, like all of this done in Silhouette Studio. So it's a decent graphic designing software for beginners because you don't have as many tools, which can be very, very overwhelming with things like, liquify. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the Gaussian blurs and stuff like that are amazing when designing, but all that stuff can be a bit overwhelming. The clone tool and this, that, and the third, just to kind of learn basic designs. And for the type of designing I prefer to do, everybody has their own style of designing. I'm not one that really does, I call it like the club flyers. That's not really my style. And for things like that, you would need Photoshop because they do a lot of blend modes and things like that. I like using Photoshop for certain things, like the volleyball over here. I have this in a colored version as well and being able to like blend off the bottom of it. But for my general style, I can just simply use PNGs or JPEGs. I know in Photoshop, could you create some of these elements? You sure can, but it just takes up more time. I have a subscription to PNG Tree. I look for what I need, keep a good library of some really good base and foundational like pieces, and I build from there. So for my style of designing, Silhouette Studio works perfect for me. What's your stuff? PNG Tree? Definitely not what's on here. So not sure what you're saying. I love designing. That's what I was asking you to elaborate on when they blocked the question. Okay, wait, you asked about what? Hello, D or Eric. You were on. I was like, oh, I should have checked. I'll normally check to see if you guys are live, but I had gone live because I got to get out of here today. Yesterday, I was in the office until 8:30, and I can't do that tonight. I literally have 30 minutes to be out of here. My goal is to be out of the office by 7 o'clock. So I have a Cricut. Okay, so I read that one. I'm not sure what was blocked. Oh, Photoshop is your stuff. Oh, okay. It was how you worded that. I was like, wait a minute, huh? I create all this. I ain't take nobody's stuff. I'm appreciative of how you explained that because everyone's design style is different. Yes, it is. So it's not necessarily the Eco Solvent combo if you have a question. So it was written that way to where if you have a question specifically about Eco Solvent, feel free to go ahead and post it and I can answer it for you. All right, let's see. Also your skin tone colors, can those be purchased and added to my Silhouette colors? You can add them, but adding them to your palette doesn't really help you see the final outcome. So even with the skin tones, you will need to print that out and press it to something. Because you won't, I mean, you can add them to the palette because it's not that many of them. I don't really recommend adding them like the big color palette to your Silhouette color palette because it's just going to get lost in the sauce. But if you, oh, come on, Papa. you're going to spill this. Okay, one second, son. Okay, there you go. But I mean, you can if you want to, but that's a lot of colors to go through and add, because you would have to add them one by one by one by one by one. Well, you have to create the color sample one by one by one by one, and then add it, because you're just looking at a JPEG on your computer. So to do the individual colors, you would have to create those samples, and that's a lot. So if you want to do that, then you can. My daughter named her twins Poppy James and Gray McGregor. Yes, no spelling wrong. My son's name is Jonathan. When someone called him and asked for John, she said no one here by the name. Oh God. And it wasn't that different. So I get it. Yep. And I'm like, some people just choose to call people by nicknames. And if you don't really use nicknames, and it's like, okay, why are you calling me that? You can't just make up your name. Okay, so if you have time, can you go through your banner templates? Not sure if I'm to use white page that comes with it. My banner? Do you mean my yard sign templates? What banner? Oh, from the banner. Oh, wait, from the banner class? I'm not sure which banner templates you're talking about, because for banners, I only have like a bunch of like boxes, which is for you to start putting your design in. So let me know. You're talking about yard sign templates or banner templates? I'm not sure. You sure can upgrade that hard drive. Yeah. Hi there. I read that one. My daughter is Carmela. She corrects people. Cat me, huh? I think I'm missing something. Okay. I put up 2 banners on Honestly Speaking. When you see it, can you please give me your input? Okay, let me go over there. Let's go over here. Honestly Speaking, and okay, I did 2 banners. I want some true critique. This is for my grandson Benny, and decided he wanted his birthday theme to be pirates. Of his favorite movie, Sea Beast. I got photos of him in his costume, so I used 3 of those in the banner. Need to know if it's looking okay. My first attempt at a large banner. So I get what you're doing with it. I actually like how you kind of have him in there. If you're going to add words, it's going to end up it's kind of busy now because you have a lot of pirates on there and you're taking up the entire, and I'm glad I was live, because it's gonna be hard to kind of write this out. It's taking up like the entire space, the entire thing. You may want to scale back or make them smaller, kind of think about different arrangements, because if you're going to add any type of text to this, it's going to be really, really busy. Let's see. All right. I have a 7820 and it says my ink is low. Do I just refill it and it will read that there is ink in there, or is it time to replace the chips? I'm so confused. Okay, let's go through this again. I'm going to turn my camera around to explain this. There are videos where I break this down. If you watch my video about the 7820 chips, it's also there. So if you need a more detailed explanation, you can always go check that out. So with any type, okay, can you get down, sir? You're kind of hurting my leg. You're getting a lot bigger. You're hurting my leg. Can you get down?
Baby.
Yeah, you're getting big. Can you get down? Can you go out? Can you go hang out with grandma? No. Oh my gosh. Okay, but you got to get down, Pa. Sit down right here. You're slipping off my leg. You're making my leg hurt. Okay. So the way any cartridge-based printer works, even with the genuine Epson cartridges. So it's not a refillable cartridge thing. It's with the Epson cartridges as well. The printers do not know how much ink is in there. You could literally fill that up every single time, and you can fill it up every single time, and it will not change the status. What controls the status is the chip. Because there is no reset option with the 7820, you don't want to waste any prints. Your chip is what controls how many prints there is. Even though it's saying low, you'll be surprised at how long it will last under low. So you're just going to keep using that until you get an X. Once it gets an X, then you will put your, honestly speaking, replacement chips on that cartridge. Now, I do recommend, though, when you get your cartridges, before it shows an X, as soon as you get your, not your cartridges, when you get your replacement chips, don't wait until you need them to put them on. Because one, if you're ordering from us, you'll be past your return date, and we're not going to accept them back. As soon as you get them, open them up, do ink cartridge replacement, put those chips on, put them in the printer to make sure that they read. Because if they don't read, you can send them back. We just give a refund. We don't exchange them. Because then it's like, it's going back and forth. Some people choose to maybe go somewhere else, but we don't exchange them. We just give you a refund for the chips, not the shipping. And then you can decide what you do from there. But we recommend that you put the chips on there to test them as soon as you get them, not once you need them. Because if your printer doesn't go out for a month, 2 months, like as far as the ink, you're way past the window of return. So test them. And then also, if you test them before you get the X, it's also a little bit better as well. But once it hits an X, that is when you change out the chip. You can put, and I've done it before, and I've shown you guys, you can put an empty cartridge in a printer. If that chip is a full chip, it's going to read as full, even though there's no ink in it. The printer has no way of measuring how much ink is in the physical cartridge. There are two different things. The amount of ink and how many prints are two different things. So keep printing. If it's low, you can top the ink off. So you can go, and sometimes the printer will say that the ink is low, but you could have just put ink in it, and the ink can be full. Your cartridge can be full, and the chip can say that it is low because they are not connected at all. They're not connected at all. Okay. You are a true inspiration. When I get in craft room and unlive, my child tries to take over. This one does too. He was over here trying to, he thinks he's an instructor. He says, I'm the professor. So yeah, but he does pretty good with somewhat staying quiet. Finding that work, create family balance can be challenging. It really is. That's why we kind of moved into a separate space, so that once we leave here, it can really be family, unless I just want to write a bunch of notes. But he didn't want to go with his dad. His dad came all the way back over here for him, and he screamed and hollered, like, no, I want to stay with mom. So I wish his dad would have brought his iPad. He probably would have stayed out in one of the other rooms with his iPad. But right now, he doesn't have anything to keep his attention. So he's just marching and making noise. He's playing. He has toys and stuff on the floor that he's playing with, but it's just the singing. But that one is very, like, if I was in here actually pressing something or making something, he would want to try and take over and do it. I didn't get notification on the Ink Zone. We'll have to watch that video. What kind of computer would you recommend, since I can't use my my iPad? You want to get some sort of gaming system. That's going to be the best option for anyone that wants to get into graphic designing, because gaming systems use a lot of graphics. So if it is rated as a system for gaming and virtual reality, you're in the money. No matter if you prefer Dell or HP or any of the other brands, just make sure that it is one that I just ask them about their mid to best. Wouldn't do like a lower grade gaming computer. You want to go somewhere in the middle to like some of their best, maybe not top notch, but a good range. But you want to get a really good gaming. And if it's really made for virtual reality, there's so much graphics with that. It'll definitely be able to work with Silhouette Studio. What are the main surfaces Eco Solvent is used on? So it all depends on how you're using it. Eco Solvent really is like your regular ink. That's really what it is. It's just regular ink, but you can't print Zani Mani. You cannot print directly to regular heat transfer vinyl or printable heat transfer vinyl. Jet Pro 3G and all of these like transfers for darks, they word them as if they're vinyl, but they are not vinyl. Actual heat transfer vinyl, and actual like adhesive vinyl. So like your Oracle 651. Sticker paper is not vinyl. So I see some people say, oh, I can make vinyl decals with my converted Eco Solvent printer. No, you're making regular stickers. You typically do that with your regular dye-based or pigment ink printer, your laser printer. So Eco Solvent, in its regular state, it is oil-based. So you have solvent, Eco Solvent, latex, and they just print on different surfaces. It allows you to print on vinyl, as in like the vinyl for banners. You can't put vinyl for banners through a regular printer. It's going to smear off of it. It's made a certain way, and it's going to heat apply it, like when you're doing it from a roll-in or any of the actual solvent, Eco Solvent, or latex printers. So you can print on like vinyl material. You can print and create big posters. So when they're making the big banners and backdrops, that's done with a large format Eco Solvent printer, not the converted ones. You can print directly to canvases. So when someone's doing or the Photoshops, when they're printing to canvases, they're doing that with some sort of solvent, Eco Solvent or latex printer. When you go to the store and you see like the wall decals for kids' walls, the ones that are removable and you can kind of build a scene, those are printed with Eco Solvent printers. Well, I'm just going to say, Eco Solvent, but know that it can be done with the solvent, Eco Solvent, or latex. Like they're different printers, but those type of things are done. Actual vinyl decals for football helmets, the ones that have full graphics, that's something that's done with solvent, Eco Solvent, or latex. When it comes to the converted printers, because it is nothing more than regular ink, like it's water-based, and it can actually be used on printable vinyl without smearing it. One of these, I've actually done it before, where I've shown that, just putting the Caesar color print through my pigment ink printer, it smears. It's not going to stay on there. It doesn't embed in it where the Eco Solvent would. So with converted printers, like you're using an Epson printer, you're putting the water-based Eco Solvent in there, you can only do printable HTV. You can't do printable vinyl, but you can still print chip bags with it. It's going to have a strong scent to it, but you can still print chip bags with it. You can print stickers on like regular sticker paper, because it is essentially just like a regular ink, like a regular dye-based inkjet printer. It's just that the ink can penetrate Caesar color print easy, or even like the Stahl's printable HTV. Like it can actually stick to those and not come off. But if you want to use it for term papers, you want to use it for posters, you want to use it for stickers on like regular paper, you definitely can, because it is regular ink. I get it. My child is playing detective. Oh, that sounds fun. That's actually like, he likes to play hide and go seek, but I get the whole detective thing and trying to figure stuff out, because we have to do it, with him. Hopefully he'll start speech therapy soon, because he was a preemie. He likes stuff like that. So that's actually a good idea. Oh, I like that. Playing detective. Because he likes his magnifying glass. He likes to go and explore stuff and search for stuff. So being an actual detective, I like that. You just gave me an idea when we go home. Yes. So the little time in between, like him and MJ are 7 years apart. So when I had him, MJ was, 7. So some of the things that we did when MJ was younger, by the time he doesn't want to do, and then like now he's 11, he don't want to do some of the things that we did before. So I do miss those times with MJ. But MJ is a big kid at heart. So if we're playing, he jumps in. Thanks for explaining this. You are amazing. You are welcome. Can your ink be used in a converted Epson 15,000 for Summation? Yes, it can. Our bottles are keyed for EcoTank printers. Okay, so awesome. What's the drying time needed for EcoSolvent prints? I keep hearing horror stories. I don't use a converted one. I have a Roland BN20, which my sister, now she wants to. I got to be out of here by 7. I was trying to get her print out, but now I'm going to have to pay for express shipping because she's just now responding back to me. But I use a Roland BN20, and it's instant because it is heated. So EcoSolvent is not like Sublimation, where you don't want any. There was a town hall at his school tonight. Shoot, dang it. And they sent it out so late. I definitely got to go. It's probably over by the time I get there. What was I going to say? But yeah, so with mine, so with a regular EcoSolvent printer, you don't have to be absent of heat. Sublimation, you need a heat-free printer, which is why we use Epson printers. But for EcoSolvent, it doesn't have to be no heat because you actually want heat. So with the Roland, if it's you haven't printed in a while, it takes a while for that first print to get out because it has to heat up. So it actually heats as the ink is going down, and that's what helps it set. Now, let's say if I'm doing a long run, on vinyl. HTV, not so much. It pretty much dries instantly. But for glossy vinyl, if I go and I let it print and those prints touch before it is fully dry, the ink is going to pull up. So you do have to let that dry. And that's why I try not to do super long runs, because on the BN20, there's no take-up reel. So when you have the really large ones, they have a take-up reel and the ink touches the back side of it and it's not going to come off. It gives it time to kind of dry. But with the Roland BN20, it's not. So I always have to make sure I roll it up. And when I'm doing big runs, I have certain things that I do to make sure that the pieces of the vinyl doesn't touch, because if it's not cured, it will come off. But that's with the Roland. With the EcoSolvent one, there shouldn't really, again, I don't know if it's because it is water-based. I don't know if it is kind of like Easy Subli. So with Easy Subli, you cannot put it in a water-based printer. So if you have an Epson printer and you want to use the Easy Subli that's made for Sublimation ink, you have to just cut out the Easy Subli. You have to print a Sublimation print and put it, press it to it. If you try to put Easy Subli through a water-based printer, it's not going to dry. People have to let them sit under their heat press or let it sit overnight so that it can dry. Because what will happen, it's going to seem like it's dry, but the minute you put it in your cutting machine, and the cutting machine has those rollers and rubber rolls and all that stuff, as those rollers go over the print, it's going to smear. A Sawgrass uses gel-based ink. So it's a lot different, and it's going to dry differently with the gel-based ink. So I'm not sure if the color print does the same thing with water-based and converted printers to where it doesn't dry and you have to give it time to dry before you put it in your cutting machine. I have never done it. I don't plan to do any type of converted EcoSolvent printer because I paid over $6,000 for my Roland. So, but I will say this though, there is an advantage to having a small format EcoSolvent printer. With the Roland, you only can go so far with the print. So at the end of your roll, you end up with some vinyl that you can't use. So it becomes a waste. That's why it's so important to know about pricing, because you have to account for all the other prints, you got to account for that waste because there's nothing that you can do with it. Once it gets to a point where it's going to go past, it doesn't have room to go back, you can't really print on that, and it's going to be stuck to the core as well. And then also sometimes you're not using up the whole thing. So if you had a small format, like a converted one, you can take smaller sheets. You can print as small as your printer allows. So there are some advantages of it, but I just don't have a need for it. I don't have any more space for it. So I won't be setting up a small format or a wide format, I guess you can say, Solvent printer, but there can be some advantages to having one for those odd size prints. So what we'll probably end up, we don't do a lot of HTV on our Solvent. I got my Solvent for vinyl, really vinyl and banners. So we don't really have a lot, but I have like the one core that I had, I end up giving the sand, like the bottom part of it, I end up sending it to someone who needed it because I can't do anything with it. Do you have e-print settings for the 8550 photo printer? What do you mean? You have e-print? Are you missing something on there? But for if you're just saying like sublimation or just like the best print settings, especially for sublimation, I use the same exact settings no matter what printer it is. I use the same exact settings on my Eco Tank. So my 2720 that has sublimation ink in it, my 7720 that has sublimation, my 7210, and my 7820 and 7840, because I've used both of them kind of for sublimation at some point or another. Right now, I'm using the 7820, which the person that won it, we're going to actually go and buy a new one because we end up setting that one up. So we got to go buy you a new one for that and just get it all set up for you. Because I was waiting, because I was testing that one and I wasn't thinking about it when we gave it away. And I was supposed to give away that one, but I was testing to see how many prints I can get out of one like set of chips. And it took a long time. It looked way longer than what I thought for it to run out. It lasted a really long time. But I use the same settings: plain paper, bright white, high, the quality set to high, quiet mode off, Adobe RGB, gamma 1.8. If it's something that's pre-made, sometimes you can use the automatic, but for the most part, Adobe RGB 1.8. And bidirectional, you can turn it off. And then thick paper envelope. And if it's a lot of dark colors, well, I'll take my density down a little bit, but I literally use the same. So if you watch my video for like best sub settings, if you watch my video for the 7820, it's exactly the same. I thought the photo printer might have been different. So if you're using it for sublimation, it's not going to be any different. If you were using it as a regular printer, then yes. But for sublimation, it's not going to be any different. There's no advantage to the photo black of an 8550 for sublimation because there is no such thing as photo black for sublimation. Photo black means pigment ink. That is what photo means pigment ink. There is no such thing as pigment sublimation ink. So the 8550, all the colors are dyed except the photo black. It is pigment. It's not a color. It's a type of ink. So for that, it makes it to where it'll mix that in and it can kind of make it where it's water resistant because pigment ink is water resistant. The gray ink has no major effect unless you're going to do black and white images. It has no major effect on your print. So a lot of people are saying 8550, 8550 is if you're going to get these amazing prints, and you can pretty much get the same thing from it is great. Don't get me wrong. It's great print, but it's because of the resolution of the printer. The ink system is not what makes it a great printer. Having photo black and gray does not make it a better printer for sublimation. It's simply just the printer itself is good because of the resolution. So when you're using plain paper, even with using plain paper, you're gonna still get a really, really good printout. So if it's for pigment ink, so you use settings based off of what you're doing. So if you're using glossy paper, you use the glossy photo setting. If you're using matte paper, I use premium matte. I use presentation paper matte. There's actually no reason to use the premium matte. It actually changes the color a little bit. So if you're using it, now you're not using, just know that the 8550 is not pigment ink. The only thing that is pigment ink on the 8550 is the black. So if you have a design that doesn't have black in it, you're printing nothing but dye ink. And if that gets wet, it is going to run. You are a gem. Thank you for explaining this in depth. We appreciate you. Oh, thank you, Chrissy. I love watching your videos too. You're a gem too. I like watching your videos. There are inkjet printers. There's inkjet printers. There's laser printers. There's thermal printers. So there's a couple different types of printers. You cannot use my ink in that printer. Your colors are going to be off because it uses dye ink. The way that it's going to mix those colors is going to be totally different. So you cannot use our ink in that printer. We don't sell the gray ink. We only have it for summation. So as far as like pigment ink, we don't have a gray one because the gray is not pigment. It is actually dye. And we don't sell any dye ink. So unfortunately, for any eco tanks, we don't recommend that you put pigment ink in it if it's not a 16600 or a 16650. We don't recommend that you use our ink because dye-based printers, the colors will be significantly different for if you put pigment ink in it. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so the boxes just represent different banner sizes, and you're going to use that to start filling in with your design, cropping your background to it, using it to crop down your images. So all it is just based off of what size banner you want to create. All right, I'm going to wrap up here soon because I'm supposed to be out of here by 7 o'clock. So let's see how many questions we have. All right, so this will end up being the last one. Let's see. When using a PNG, can you remove or change the color of certain parts of an image, like the hat on the shirt you are wearing? Can that be changed? So this is not. Hold on. I'm trying to stand up, but I may have to just bring. Oh, I'm up pretty high. I didn't realize I was up that high. Oh, never mind. So I'm going to open up this file. This is not a PNG. Like, as it is in my computer, this is not a PNG. This is a vector file. Why you want to get on my back? Can you get down?
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Can you get down?
No. No.
No. Hey, can you tell them what are you going to be for Halloween time?
I want to be T-Rex.
You want to be a T-Rex. Yes.
Say cheese.
Say cheese. Okay. So I'm going to show you this as a vector file. If it was a PNG, you would have to trace it to be able to change the colors. Or you would have to change, like you have to trace individual parts to be able to use the image effect. So I'll show you that. Let me answer some of these other questions first, and then we'll end with that question, okay? So don't go anywhere. If you guys are enjoying what you are hearing, please be so kind to give this video a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. It helps push my videos when YouTube and Facebook and TikTok are seeing that you guys love my content. It really helps distribute it. Like, we want to get to the point where we have a couple hundred, couple thousand people. My information is too great to not have a couple of hundred, couple thousand people watching, right? So make sure that you guys do go ahead, give this video a thumbs up, share it out. Let a friend of a friend of a friend know that the professor has great information. You need to follow her. Anyone that's in the creative space, the creative business, or just doing it. Now, look, my child will definitely embarrass me and pull my wig off. So what I cannot do is let him play in my hair. Oh, heck, son. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Nah, homie. You have embarrassed me before and snatched my hair off in front of folks. Not on this live. Baby, I will hide up under this desk. Oh, no, ma'am. No, sir, I mean. I will, y'all, I promise you. If my child, like that lady was on, what's the thing? Something wifey. It's a guy, he has like a podcast. And she was just talking and her wig slipped off. Oh, and she wanted to put, no, baby, cut these cameras. You can't air this. I do not give you consent to air this with my wig coming off. Oh, baby, no. I will hide under the chair, under the table. And y'all won't see me for a good week. I'm telling you now, if he pulled my wig off. You saw that? Oh my God, it was hilarious. But we're gonna come back to that. Oh, but I was saying, share it out. if you're wanting to get in-depth classes, definitely visit our website. You want great results like this, try our products out, guys. If you don't need ink right now, we understand. Because with the EcoTank printers, it takes, I'm going to raise my desk because somebody stole my chair. So I'm just going to raise my desk so that you guys don't have to talk. Hold on, let's move you like this. So that way I'm not like short. So I have to now stand up at my desk because somebody has taken over my chair. But if you EcoTanks, the ink lasts a really long time. So I'm not offended if you have using someone else's ink temporarily. You want to get that HS ink. But if you have a new one, definitely consider getting you some HS ink from our website, some of our ink from our website. Oh, look, now, hold on. I'm going to go higher. Y'all can see my ink back there now. Ooh, my camera's leaning a little bit. My wall isn't leaning. My camera's leaning. But try out the paper. If you don't want to commit to a full 100 pack, we do have a sample pack. It's a good sample pack because it's 20 sheets. So you can definitely go and try out our sample packs of paper. What happened? No, don't. You took all the other patches off your shirt. Stop trying to take those patches off. Anybody got time? Anybody got time to keep replacing patches, son? Okay, sorry about that. No, please, nothing. No, you can't take it off. Leave your patch on. It looks nice. I saw that blue cap a mile away. Okay, so let's go through the rest of these. Can you do that also with JPEG? So we're going to explain that. No, not adding words. It will be put up in his bedroom after the party. I would still, I mean, I like how you kind of have his. I would kind of, because the images are not real life like his, I would try to, work on a couple different arrangements. So I'm not sure if you saw from my banners, from the posters that I was making, I end up doing a lot of variations and moving things around and trying out different things. So do that with yours as well. Rearrange some of the images, make some bigger, make some smaller, because it just looks like a bunch of images. So if there's a background where it's supposed to be a pirate ship, I don't really get that. I don't see it. So play around with your arrangement of your pictures, okay? All right, so I tried the 4.5. I did not like it. Tried to go back to 4.3 and could not. What am I doing wrong? You have to uninstall it. So if you try to just go back, it's going to tell you have the most recent version. So if you haven't watched my video, go to Silaholics Anonymous's YouTube channel and search for I think it's remove 4.3. I think that's what it says. No, remove 4.4. So it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same thing. And you just need to uninstall the 4.5 and then install 4.3 or whichever version you want to go back to. I'm so glad I brought a gaming computer a year ago now. I need a gaming laptop. I'm actually about to buy me another one. I came in late, so what are you saying to us is that you can't use Solvent ink on HTV printable vinyl? No, you can. That's the only thing that you can use it on if you're using a converted printer. You can only use it on actual printable HTV. You cannot use it on actual adhesive decal. So whether it's 651, 631, 931, all the other ones actual printable media that's a vinyl, adhesive vinyl, you cannot print to those from a converted, but HTV, you can. Wow, there's so many things to learn and so many different products. It is. And if you get caught up in these groups, you'll end up going broke. And that's when you guys start to feel like, well, man, did I make any money? Because you're always trying to buy the new thing, the next thing. And I do my best to really let you know, the advantage, should you run out and get this? If you don't have an audience for it, if you're not going to really dedicate time to make money off of that thing, if you haven't mastered the first thing and given it a fair shot to make you money, don't just jump out and go get the next thing that you see somebody have in a group, because it may not work. It's going to probably just be a paperweight for you. And can you change from Solvent to Sublimation? You can. You just want to clear it out. I don't know which printer you have. If you have an EcoTank, no. If you have a Workforce, then you just go through the cleaning process and you can change it. If you say so. Oh, you thought this is my natural hair? No. This one right here did a number, which is why we thought he was a girl. He did a number on my hair and it just hasn't gone back. So I used to have hair like this. Then this one decided to come along and now I have no idea how to even get my hair to go back. So it's actually very, very short. I did a big chop on my hair. He has my smile. You smile like mommy? Let me see. All right, so we're going to end off with me showing you guys this as a vector design. Yes, I have a Roland BN20. I really wish I could get the VG 2540, like the big one, but we really don't have the space because we want to get a DTG and a digital press, basically a big laser printer. We don't have the space for it, but I really wish I could get the really, really big one. But I will eventually get it, just not now. Right now, I just have the Roland BN20. What kind of computer do you need for the Roland? I have a Mac and I understand. No. So you can design from a Mac, but for VersaWorks, you are going to need, so some people like that one, you don't have to have like a gaming printer for it because you're just using it to control like VersaWorks. You can get like a really cheapy computer, but you will need that for VersaWorks for it, like for that program, and it's to be able to communicate with the Roland. But you can design in a Mac, you just can't communicate with it from your VersaWorks. So if you wanted to actually cut, you will need a PC. But if you just want to print to it and you're not cutting, you can actually print from your Mac. He has my entire face. Hi, Professor. Do you know of any shops that sell dye ink? I want to get a 7820 carts to refill. A 7820 does not use dye ink, love. It uses pigment ink, and we sell pigment ink. A 7820, 7840, 7310, those are pigment ink printers. The Epson cartridges are Durabright Ultra. That is Epson's model or their version of, well, that's their product line name for pigment ink. So 7820, 7840, 7310. If you're wanting to use as a regular printer, it's pigment ink, and we do sell it. All right, so let's yes, the customer shirts are popping because it is honestly dope because we're using Honestly Speaking ink and paper. All right, so let me pull this up. File, open. Papa. Now hush now. You just making noise just to make it. All right, let's go. Honestly dope. I'm gonna listen back to this and I'm gonna cringe. Watch. Okay, perfect. This is the that's one that it's a P. I saved that one as either PNG or JPEG, so that's actually perfect. Signy, money. Don't tell me no what I want. Hush. Hey, you too.
How dare you?
How dare me? How dare you?
How dare you? No, how dare you?
No, how dare you?
Hey.
Hey, nothing.
You're a bad boy.
I'm not no bad girl.
You're a bad boy.
No.
You're a bad boy.
No. Uh-huh.
You bad boy.
You bad boy.
No, you bad boy.
You better leave me alone, Joker.
No.
Yes.
No.
Uh-huh.
No. No. Abba.
Okay. All right, hold on. someone asked a question too, so I'm going to show you the company. So we're not purchasing it because it's so huge. It's what's called like almost like a digital press. We're not getting like the laser one. We're getting the one with the finisher on it. And so with those, you end up basically leasing them. So someone asked about which one we're getting. So let me pull this over. So it's a pretty penny. Yes, he is definitely talking a lot more. Let me switch it over for you guys and flip the camera. No, not that one. Let's see. Okay, wait, where are their printers at? Office printing, is it under that one or is it under? Okay, so yeah, there's that one, which has those on it, but that's like a regular office one. So no, not that one. Hold on, back it up, back it up. Back it up. Ow, back. Eventually, I want like this one is for foiling. Eventually, I want that. Like, look at that system. Oh wait, y'all can't see it on TikTok, but man, that system right there is also one that is wow. Let's see, is it on here? Okay, so it is a version of this one, but not with all of these actual finishes on it. It's not that one. It's this series, but I forget which one it is. It doesn't have all of the pieces on it because our wall isn't big enough for that. So these are just finishing. These are finishing units on the back of it. So it's a digital press, but it's basically a big laser printer. So the base of it is kind of like this, and then it just has one station to it, not two, because we can't really fit any of the bigger ones in it. So yeah. I forget the exact number it is, but it's kind of like this. It's kind of like these, but it doesn't have as many finishing stations to it. But yeah, that's what we're getting. Okay, so let me go back over here and we're going to wrap up, I promise, because I got to go. Okay, so this is, so you'll see here somewhat where it was like the beginning process. This is from the class and, you know, we end up tracing it. The original picture isn't on here, but like we changed out the lips, all of that. So this is, I'm just going to copy her. Actually, let's just do this, copy, and let's just open them both over here. Sorry, you guys are going to have a glare. So let me pull you down like that. Paste. Okay. So this as a image, a JPEG image, if you wanted to change the color, you can come over here to your image effects. And when you go to colorize and go through it, but it's going to change everything. So you technically can change the colors, but it's going to change everything, even her skin tone. So what you would have to do is isolate. So like even like a regular picture, you would have to isolate the area that you want to change. So let's say we go here and I'm going to trace this. I'm going to release compound path. I forgot to add the color. Hold down shift, click and delete. So I'm going to copy the back one, hold down shift, select here and modify and crop. Okay. And then I'm going to right click and paste in front, yet send it to the back. So now this piece is by itself. And if I go to my image effects, I can change just that piece. Now for an image like this, it's really not worth it to do it this way. It's better to just go ahead and trace it so that you make it a vector file. So I can change this by doing that. And that's just isolating that one part. Same thing for her eyes. But when you are able to trace this, so as this being just a JPEG, if I go in and I actually do a trace on it, which is taught in my 30-day training, so don't sleep on it. Even if you think you know Silhouette Studio, I had people who were in my class and they're like, I've been working with this thing for like 10, 12 years. And you taught me, like, I didn't I've never even scratched the surface of some of the stuff that you taught me. That's what their words were to me, that they learned so much in that 30-day training, and they had been using Select Studio for forever and a day. So I'm telling you, it's absolutely amazing, not just because I'm the one that teaches it. All right, so we're going to move this. Now, this is going to be a little weird because this is like already faded and stuff. So let's see. Can I get the earrings in? No. Okay, so we're going to come back to about here. And my eyes aren't going to connect, and that's where I'm not going to show you guys all of that, but my eyes are not going to connect, but that's where the switch up comes in at for this. So I'm just going to hit trace. I just want to show you that you can isolate the parts. So I'm going to fill this in with black. I'm going to release compound path. So then I can go in and change these parts. So like I said, the white, I knew it wasn't going to fit. Well, my eye didn't close in completely. So it's going to affect how this fills in. I'm just going to remove the line color. Okay. So you can trace files, and basically what you're doing, you're not creating an SVG. You are vectorizing it. So you're making it a vector file that allows you to fill it in with color. Okay. This one over here is a full-on vector file. So we're going to ungroup. So you see how you see all of those little boxes around it? Everything is separated. So I'm able to take the skin tone, and I can make her a whole avatar. Let me just group that together. I can take her lips and change the colors. I can take her eyes, and those are already grouped together. So as I change them, okay, it's going to change her hat. I can do it with solid colors, or I can, hey, what's going on here? Oh, that's all grouped together. Ungroup. I can make them all individual colors, or I can make them where they are one color. I can put a pattern in there. I can crop a pattern to it. All that kind of good jazz, because this is vectorized. Once it's vectorized, you are not limited in what you can, how you can change it. I can take her hair and make it any color I want. I can remove the earrings, put different earrings, or I can make these a different color as well. So this is vector, and vector allows you to make changes like that. Okay. How does a 30-day training work? Is it pre-recorded? So yes, it was originally recorded back in April of this year. It was a live session via Zoom. So those who were able to attend, they attended. It was at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day for 30 days. There are worksheets for certain classes. I go through it and I kind of I show it, then I break it down. I show what it does. I explain what it does or what we're doing, and then I break it down, and then there's any volunteers, or if someone has a question, you see that on there as well. So right now it is a self-paced work at your own pace. Watch the videos whenever you want. When it was live, you had to attend at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But now that everything is completed, you can watch that whenever you want. If you need to do your class in the middle of the night, because that's when you're up, hey, now you can do that. You have access to an exclusive group, so you're not left to your own vices. You can post questions, post screenshots, get help in the exclusive group. On each video, you can post a question on each one, put a timestamp to say, hey, at this point is where I'm having an issue at, don't know what I'm missing. I can take a look at it. I'll respond back. You can ask as many questions as you need. But I must say, y'all, I'm actually really proud of myself, because I thought that I would end up getting a lot of questions, like from people watching the playbacks. But people go and, well, my students, I don't select people like that, but they go and they just share what they've accomplished and what they've learned, and they didn't really ask a lot of questions. So I think that's a testament to the fact that it is well put together. It's really easy to understand and follow, to where they didn't really need, like, no, so far I've had some questions here or there, and it was really like a user error or not clicking on something and just missing like that one little step. But I'm really like out of we are up to, because everyone hasn't joined the Facebook group. We are up to what 650 some odd students who's purchased the course, and I have very minimal questions, very minimal questions. I will not be doing the 30-day class live. I will not be doing that live anytime soon. That was draining. That the one that's there, you don't trust me. You don't need it live. For those who were able to participate live, it was, it was good for them. And a lot of people who attended live, they did not follow. They did not follow the course as I was going through it. So for a lot of people, they did not follow it as I was going through because they don't have double screens. When you're signing money, when you're looking at my screen and then trying to do yours, if you're watching it on like YouTube or you're watching it on like a tablet, there's going to be a slight delay. So by the time by the time you view that and then you try it, I probably would have moved on. So if you don't have two screens, it really is hard. It's a little bit harder to follow along. If you try and split your screen to watch what I'm doing and do it on yours, you only have half of your screen, so you're not going to see everything. So a lot of people watch to understand and just kind of see what I was doing. They would ask questions, say, okay, hey, can you show that again? Just so that it's on the recording and it's there when they're ready to try it themselves. But the playbacks is where it's at, because you can pause it and you can work at, you can watch it, pause it, write notes, try it for yourself, and keep going back and forth to do it. You don't have to worry about like a split screen. When you're watching the playback of it, it doesn't matter about the delay. You can watch it on a big TV. If you have like a smart TV and have YouTube, you can watch it on an iPad and you can pause and stop and all of that kind of good jazz. So the playbacks, I'm telling you, is where it is at. Don't sleep on it. Yes, it is a note. Yes, that's exactly what this is. But yeah, so Essential Service Studio 8365. If you go over here to classes and playbacks, that switch up, Zanimani, that switch up class is right here. So this is what the original image looked like. I'm going to zoom in for you guys over on TikTok. So that's what the original image looked like. It was this JPEG. And then as you can see, now the one that we didn't get a chance to go through was kind of giving her vitiligo. We don't think we went through that in the class because I didn't want to stay too long. But as you can see, the lips are different. So these are the original lips. This one was changed. And then this is a totally different one. She has dimples. So you can do all of these changes once you take that course. And it is $45.63 for that one, which actually that one needs to change because this was a single day class. So we've actually adjusted our prices. So this one will actually, I'm going to adjust it right now. We've made some adjustments. So if you paid full price for it, I'm sorry, but we're making some, I don't remember, actually I don't remember how many days this was. I got to go back and see. I'm not sure if it's a 1 day class or a 2 day class, but the value of it is actually pretty dope. So I got to go back and check that one to see, is that one of the ones that we were supposed to switch the price on? So let's go here. I'm almost done. What happened? Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second, y'all.
That's it wrong.
Yeah. No, he got a lot of time. You see, oh, he turned his head. Okay, no, I see it. Oh, that's good. you back? I told you just to do the YouTube search, but whatever. All right. Sorry, my son's getting his haircut, and I'm always a final approval. So I was in there looking at his haircut because I'm not there. That's why I was supposed to leave already to get there. So I got to go because I got to go and get my son's haircut correct. So we're gonna go ahead. If you're interested in that one, I just changed that one. So you can definitely take advantage of the fact that I just did a price drop on that class. And we're going to refresh, and that should reflect the new price. Oh, I meant to actually change that to 45 over here. So compared at 45.63, save. Okay, there you go. All right. So part 2 is not on the calendar yet, but it is coming. And for that one, that's the one we're going to change out body parts like I did with the Feathers of Style dolls. And we're going to change out body parts and kind of Frankenstein it. That just hasn't been set yet. All right. But I'm going to get out of here. Definitely make sure you guys hit up the website, shop.hsinc365.com for the 30-day trading. If you've contemplated, we have Sezzle, guys. We have Shop Pay where you can break it up. But we're coming up on the busiest time for creative businesses. And what's going to set you apart? This is a great time to show people that you can create amazing custom designs. I am one, I'm going to say this as nicely as I can, right? When you go and let's say it is a design from Etsy, right? It's breast cancer right now. So I see a lot of people. There was the one that was like originally, it was like the teacher one. And now I see a lot of people, there's a version of it that's pink and it says warrior and people use it for breast cancer, right? To me, that's not custom because anybody can get that shirt and they can make it. Is it something that you're not going to necessarily find in the store? So you can kind of say that you're not going to find this in the store because a big company has not mass produced them and put them in the store. But it very well could be. So if one of the bigger companies wanted to get that file and they wanted to mass produce it because they have the capital, it could be found in stores, but it's not unique. Anybody can go get that file and make that exact same shirt. That's not custom. But now let's say you get that file and you're able to at least change the fonts on it, change the wording on it to where it doesn't look like someone else's. If you're able to trace one little part of it and make it a specific color, that's custom. If you're able to personalize it and be able to choose a font, or because you don't have that, take that part completely off, put a name to it because they are a survivor. You can maybe put exactly what their cancer was or a survivor, I'm so many years cancer free. That is customization. That is personalizing. That's where the big bucks come in. But people are hesitant sometimes to go and, you feel like, oh, well, I did this at Sublimation. It's a custom shirt. I have this design that I purchased and I want to charge $25, $35 for it. Where if it was mass produced, they would be able to find that shirt in stores for $20, $25, for $15, sometimes 20, even cheaper than that because it's something that will be mass produced. But when you go and you create something, when I created this poster, now that's something you're not going to go into any store. You're not going to be able to go and find that file. Now, if I drop that template, somebody else could go and just switch colors around and things like that. But you're still putting their name to it and knowing how to add text effects and things like that. That is still custom because it has their name on it. But when you guys are getting these generic fonts where it's been passed from this person, that person, somebody did a trace of it and they post in the group, oh my God, that's amazing. And the person that is posting it is not the original designer, but they're really good at tracing. So because somebody in a group told them, oh my God, that's amazing. Where'd you get that file from? They don't send them back to the person they got the original file from. They're just going to go and put it on Etsy. That's why you go on Etsy and you see 1,000 of the same files and you never know who the original person is. It's because people just kind of go in and trace like the exact same thing. You have some people who might find the base image, Like the unicorn one, that's one of the popular ones, like the rainbow unicorn, and like it's like kindergarten, first grade, they'll choose a different font, fill it in with rainbow. So it's slightly different. Like you can choose different fonts for that. But when it's something where like literally anybody can go, this is why you're getting the resistance from customers or feeling like, why am I paying $35? Like the average Joe Smo can have this. But when you are able to create custom designs, everything I did today, my sister had, if you're just joining, I'll show you again the design that I did for the poster. So, and I created so many variations of this. So this is draft 2. Let me go over here. I'm going to close these out. So hopefully it doesn't shut down Silhouette Studio. So no, we don't need to save that. Okay, wait. So we're going to come back here. I'm going to go File, Open Recent, and police posters. Okay, so we're going to go there. And you're going to see I have so many versions of this file. Why are y'all leaning like that? Okay, so you see how like all of these things that was used to really make this custom. So I originally sent them like these as mock-ups, and just being able to arrange them, change the colors on them. Some have the stripes, some don't. Like this is custom, right? And then when I was showing people, I was showing how I did design. I decided to actually put her full picture there for this one. And this is, no, that's not the Tumblr wrap. This is the Tumblr wrap. So I can make a poster that's like this, but then turn it into a Tumblr wrap as well. So even if you got one of those images that's like a pre-made one, you can find it, when you have the ability to properly size it, to put it on different things, make it for a keychain, make it for a tumbler, make it for a shirt, a door sign, a banner, a poster, then that can be a custom because you're able to provide it on a wide variety of medias, right? But you got to know how to properly size it. You can't just take a poster. I would never be able to, like if I design this poster, like from here, it's in portrait. I cannot take this and make it fit a tumbler. If I try to make this fit a tumbler, it's going to be distorted. So I'm going to take this and we're going to go, all right, I'm going to pull, let's see, let's go over here to transform and let's go to scale. All right, so I'm going to make the width 9.35 by 8.25. Do you see how this looks? You can't just take something like that. Okay, Pa, you can't just take something like that and make it fit a tumbler. You have to know how to rearrange it. And that is where I come in at. Silhouette Studio is a great place to start learning how to design and rearrange things and lay them out where you aren't, bombarded with a bunch of different tools. I mean, you see this, and I mean, let me show it for you guys. You can see like the few tools on this side, couple things on that side, right? But I created all of this. Or you can get down with Photoshop, right? But there's a lot more tools, and you click on certain things and more stuff pops out, and blend modes and blurs, and you go up here to this and there's all of these different things. You click on that, there's a whole other list. What is radial blur versus shape blur versus Gaussian blur app? Like, what are all these different blurs? So there's a lot more that you have to wrap your head around. Why not learn the basics and the foundation of designing in a program that is not so intimidating? That way, once you move to a program like Photoshop, Illustrator, Affinity, Corel Draw, you have the basic tools. Text tool works the same in all programs. Subtracting or like welding and stuff like that works the same. Filling in with color works the same. It is clipping mask in Photoshop, cropping, because cropping over here is totally different. So you come over here, you're doing cropping. It's different than in like Silhouette Studio. Silhouette Studio's cropping is the same as like a clipping mask in Photoshop. But once you get those foundational things down, then you can focus on all of those little nuances of Photoshop, like the blend modes. This is a blend mode. This right here, if I turn this off, this is that background, but I want it to be able to have different colored ones, which you guys are going to be able to have access to that as well. So I end up putting color overlays on top of it. And then depending on which blend mode you use, it gives it a different look. So this is yellow, but if I take this from screen to color dodge, look at that. Oh, that's a really nice effect. Let's go to overlay. So it overlays it in the lighter parts. Screen takes over the darker parts. Overlay puts that color in the lighter areas, like the white areas. So this is where you then learn to play around with the different blend modes. Ooh, I like that one too. I might have to kind of release these with a couple different colors, a couple different. That's pretty cool too. That'll be great for Northwestern. Ooh, I like that one too. So when you're going into Photoshop, you do have more things that you can do like this to really take it to the next level. But what good is knowing how to do this if you don't even know the first thing about composition, how to size it, how to arrange it, how to properly lay things out? So this is what you want to learn. You want to get to this point, but you can start designing and creating impactful designs, things that you can really charge a design fee for. It grinds my gears when people say, "Oh, well, I got to charge my design fee for what? You bought it off of Etsy. That's you want a design fee." And when I'm talking about pricing and stuff, and I'm saying, "Well, you can't go off of mine because see, I create my stuff from scratch, so I have a design fee. I'm not just going off of Etsy and getting something and saying I want to just put a design fee to it. So my prices for shirts or for a banner or something is going to be totally different from yours because I'm spending time designing. Why not be able to um, um, have it where you can set a decent design fee for yourself by learning to design? Learning to design it's very important for creative business entrepreneurs. It starts with my Essential Studio. And I'm not like, it's not a sales pitch, guys. Like, I've seen people go from like being so lost and they're like, I really feel like a graphic designer. Like, I feel like I can accomplish anything. It starts with 30-day training. It's 8365. And it's going to make learning this program a hell of a lot easier because you're going to bypass the basics of this and be able to get into all of the good stuff. Look at all these functions. This can be overwhelming and very intimidating for a brand new, like a newbie. People will tell you, get Photoshop. You want to do Summation, get Photoshop. But you'll not learn anything because you're going to be overwhelmed by this. And for the average newbie, what you're going to do is what I did here. You're going to grab several different elements, know how to, use remove.beat to remove your background, add your text to create amazing designs like this. This is beginner, and this is beginner, but also advanced stuff. But you're not creating each of the elements. You're just kind of laying them out. So Essential Studio is where you start to develop those skills. All right. So shop.hsinc365.com. You are so right. I want that ability. I'm going to join your course ASAP. Hello. Hey, Javaya. I just realized who that was, Hans. I was intimidated of Solid Studio at first. Now I can't stop using it thanks to the professor. I feel that way right now. I need to just get the course. I'm telling you, you need to get it. Yes, you should. You will not be disappointed. I promise. Especially for like, if y'all haven't watched Javaya when she's doing she just did the stocking, she did some ornaments, and being able to have exact templates where you are not wasting a lot of ink. I mean, there's benefits to learning it, even if it's just for that. Learning to design, learning to create proper templates, it saves you money in the long run because you don't have to waste ink, you don't have to waste paper, and you can put more things on a sheet of paper, especially if it's small items, because you have a proper template. So learning how to design and create your own templates is worth it on the back end as well. I'm nervous. I just brought a summation course and I literally didn't learn anything I didn't already know. Oh, so you should have took mine. Oh man, my beginner one is absolutely amazing. Everything from how to troubleshoot your printers, understanding lines, understanding the programs. My summation seminar for beginners and beyond. Oh, you're gonna know this business to where you can almost teach it after you get done with mine. So my design classes vary depending on what it is. I don't have one design class because people want to learn how to do different things. So I have memorial classes. I have text effects. If you want to learn how to create SVGs, some people don't want to design like this. They just want to create SVGs. So I have different design classes depending on what it is that you actually want to learn. But just to give you an idea of the price point of my classes, if it is a single, oh wait, I want to show you the City Girl shirt. If it is a single day class, the cost is $23.65. This is the new pricing structure as of October 1st. So if it's a single day class, it is $23.65. If it is a 2-day class, it is $33.65. If it is a 3-day class, it is $43.65. You see the pattern here. If it's a 4-day, 65. The most that I will ever do is a 6-day class. I love y'all, but I can't give y'all all 7 days unless it's broken up over like 2 weeks. Kind of like my creative business, it's 8 weeks, but it is broken up like one class a week. If it's a 6-day class, it is $73.65. If it is a large course like that, like over like a couple of days, it is $93.65. I mean, over a couple of weeks, it's $93.65. There's really nothing that's really over $100. I mean, $103.65. None of my courses are over that. I need to join. I have Silhouette and only know limited functions. I'm telling you, get it. If y'all say y'all gonna go get it tonight, I'll drop a discount code if you're gonna go get it tonight. You won't be able to use it tomorrow, but I'll give you a discount code tonight. If y'all plan on going to do it. I need help with tiling. Ooh, Javaya, see, you don't ever contact me when I tell you to contact me because there's a way, like you don't need help with tiling. I have a certain way of doing it for those who take my course, but you, my dear, don't have to. I mean, I told you to contact me, girl. You're doing amazing things, helping and teaching people here on TikTok. So I'm gonna give you the resources that you need to also, to help others as well. But every time I tell you to inbox me or call me, you be busy. So we got to set a time, but I'll go and I'll show you. You don't for tiling. I got the magic trick. Hey. Yes, trying to get it now. All right. So let's go over here and let's see. Let's drop here. Since my sister is going to the City Girls concert, let's just go City Girls since I did that design for her. So let's create a discount off products. So discount code City Girls since I just did that design for her. And we're going to go percentage and let's do 25 and specific collections, browse, and we're going to do this off of all classes. So academy courses, class playbacks. Okay, so all of my classes are now, it should be, if something doesn't come up, we're not getting the 25% off, let me know. I'm going to set the end time for 11:59 p.m. West Coast time. So we're going to set this for 2:59 a.m. on the 13th for me because of course it is going to be in the morning for me, but 3 a.m. is midnight on the West Coast. So I'm not going to leave y'all out. So it'll be until midnight Pacific Standard Time. So technically 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That discount code is in effect. So if you're watching the playback of this, now I should probably make a post about it as well. you can take advantage of 25% off of our classes, but get you some paper and ink while you're over there. But this is what the actual concert tour shirt is. This is my version of it because I don't ever take somebody's stuff verbatim. So, so there you go. She says, yes, I need the code. There you go. So the code is City Girls. City Girls is the code. You can get it off of any course that's on there. So the 25% off is now active for any course on my website right now. Let's see. I know basic stuff, but flat and welding, release compound, etc. confuses me. What do I need? You need the 30-day training. You need the 30-day Essentials to Silhouette Studio. This one right here, Essentials to Silhouette Studio. This breaks it all down. There is a day that is dedicated, actually a couple days dedicated just for that. So day 5 is subtract all. Day 6 is cropping and compound pass. Day 7 is weld and divide. So there's 3 days dedicated to that. So this is where you want to go at the 30-day training. Okay. It's our website, shop.hsinc365.com. Shop.hsinc365.com. I will drop the direct link to the 30-day training in the comment section for you guys watching via YouTube and Facebook. I can't do it for TikTok. You guys can click the link in my bio for that. All right. Okay, it is 7:43. I got to get out of here, y'all. It is way past the time I'm supposed to be out of here. Let me start to shut down right now. Starting to close windows, blinds, because I got to go. Gotta go. I love y'all, but I have been on here too long. Let's see. What do you mean no link? It is a link there. And in the description of this video, it takes you right to my website, shop.hsinc365.com. Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's there. Or you just do a Google search for HS Inc 365 and it'll take you to our website. Are you new to my platform? Is this your first time on one of my lives? Welcome if you are new here. She says, such a blessing on the set now. Awesome. She says, woo, that 30-day is everything. I need that City Girl designs for a bomber jacket. We can talk. I normally, like when I make stuff like this, I really make it for family. I've worked too hard for folk to come for my coins, although, because I technically didn't charge her for it. I just found out that my sister is going to the concert with the DJs. So she gonna be all up in their faces. Some of the, they people might see my shirt and it look a little bit better than theirs. So we gonna see if, but I normally don't sell the designs like this because I work too hard for somebody to come for all these coins over here. Look, I don't need no lawsuits. So I tend to not really sell designs like this. But Javaya, girl, inbox me, girl. But yeah, so this was the design there, and I created this all in Silhouette Studio, creating the breaks in it, filling them in. These are different parts of their album covers for those. And y'all are too high. Bring that down some. Bam. So yeah, you can do all this and more in Silhouette Studio. No. See, I can get the coins from y'all and they can come back and take them right from me. No, well, I'll show you how to make it yourself and you can do with it as you will, but I'm not going to sell you the design. So we can probably do a pop-up class on Saturday and I'll show you how to make it yourself and all that kind of good jazz. Make it do a real quick pop-up class on Saturday. You can make your own version. And if you want to sell it on Etsy, go ahead. But I don't do it. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Gotta go. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.